There are too many people, for example, in their 20s and 30s who are still living with their parents. But finding a decent place where you can actually afford to live is a challenge for too many British Columbians. In fact, it has become a crisis.
On Monday, the BC government announced its new action plan to quickly deliver more homes to communities across the province, which includes homes to buy and rent. And later this year, they'll introduce new zoning laws, allowing 4 units to be built on a traditional single housing lot.
Right now, outdated zoning laws in many communities mean mostly constructing high-rise condo towers or asking young families to purchase single-family homes as their first home.
The province says it plans to have just over 100,000 new homes by 2028, and that plan is on track.
I think that this strategy is a good first step. I think it represents a break from what previous governments have had.
But the director of the city program at Simon Fraser University says it may not be enough.
We find that by 2030, that BC is going to need 570,000 additional units into the province. And you can imagine it's not only the number of units, but where these units are that's going to provide a sizable challenge for any housing strategy.
The Ministry of Housing says BC's population is growing, and in 2022, 150,000 people moved here. That's the most in 60 years. The housing minister says many of the new builds will be small-scale multi-unit homes and townhomes that will be affordable for families and young people. But affordability is different for everyone.
We know that rental is $2,000 to $3,000 a month, which is really outside the range of your typical renter in British Columbia. That it does indeed add in supply, but then it's a supply for whom that we're dealing with.
Yan says many British Columbians may choose to leave if, despite a good income, they can't afford to rent or buy.
If we don't deal with the issue that housing is so outside of what most incomes can afford in the province of British Columbia, and particular metropolitan Vancouver, that migration is the response if we're not able to deal with the issue of housing affordability and adequacy in this province.
In Vancouver, Angela Bauer, City News.